So now we are going to be having someone that you've heard on the radio so many times, but now you get to see her in living color. And she's so pretty. Her name is Kim Lovito, and she is an RN, and she really is, as far as I'm concerned, she's everything, but she's really director of the daycare center at the Volen Center. The Volen Center, to me, it's the best senior center in not only South Florida, but probably the state of Florida and probably the United States. So I'm so happy that, I don't know how you get the time to come on our show, but we're happy you are.
Well, it's much easier now that I can be in my office.
I know, and it's wonderful for you too, but you've been a very, very busy woman for the last, well, you're always busy, but it's really been difficult for the last many months. So will you share kind of what's happening at the Volen Center now, Kim, please?
Yes. So at the end of March, we decided to close the center to do our part in combating and to sort of flatten the curve. And so we were closed for about 6 weeks before we reopened the daycares, but I'll get to that. Of course, we have a huge staff. Keep in mind that we've always had congregate meal sites, which means people come and eat at our centers, and now they can't. So the Department of Elder Affairs contacted us, and we are the South Palm Beach County lead agency. And so we still need to feed people. So since we closed the last week of March, I want to say Palm Beach County, not just us, but another agency, and that is the lead agency in North Palm Beach County, has delivered 200,000 meals.
200,000.
Yeah. So we do ourselves do about 15,000 a week. And my staff from the daycares, most of them are here on the main site, and they pack up the lunches and they bag them up, and then they load them on our buses, and then they go on our buses to deliver the meals. Tuesdays and Thursdays, for certain people who qualify, they get 7 days of meals. They're restaurant quality, 7 breakfasts, 7 other meals that are delivered twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today I want to say they're delivering almost 500 meals today alone.
Okay, but now let's move back to when you said, who's making these meals? You said these were restaurant meals, but what about the other meals?
So we have our regular caterer, our contracted caterer who caters our daycares and our congregate meal sites. They have come in and created all these meals, and they bring them in bulk, and we pack them individually and send them out every day.
So that's what your staff has to do, a lot of that then, right? I mean, they have to actually be a kitchen staff.
Correct. And then now that we opened the daycares, I opened 2 of the daycares on May 18th. Of course, we are practicing social distancing. Many of my high-functioning daycare clients wear masks. All the staff wear masks. No one else is permitted into the center. We're following all the CDC guidelines for cleaning and disinfection. And things have been going great. There was definitely an obvious difference in clients for being isolated and lonely for 6 weeks. It's unbelievable what daycare does for those that have Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yes, but I think you hit on it, that not only people who are lonely and they have dementia, but just all of us, a lot of us who don't have anyone living with us, we spend time on the phone, we watch TV, but it is a very different world. And you, of course, as an RN and someone who is so high functioning there at the Volen Center, can really see it. And I guess you don't have time to be depressed at all because you're so busy.
No, I'm very busy, but we've all been through this craziness with COVID, and everyone has to find their peace in this. And I planted a garden, so that was my peace in this.
Yes, I think we all have something. I've tried to, well, I have a dog, and my dog helps me be not so lonely. But let's get back to the people. So you've opened up the daycare center. You said high functioning. What are the other people doing who are not high functioning?
So there's, of course, different levels of cognition. So the East Oak location is for very high functioning clients, those that are independently mobile, those that can use the bathroom on their own, those can eat on their own, and truly enjoy and participate in a group activity. The other two sites are for pretty much moderate to lower functioning, do need more assistance, assistance with ambulating, transitioning, eating. They have medications or maybe feeding tubes, that sort of thing. So there is much more healthcare involved in the other sites. But only one of those sites is open. The Levis Center is still not open yet. We're waiting for clearance to open that site.
You know, Kim, I have told you so many times how much I admire not only you, of course, but all your staff and what they're doing, and because they have their own situations, and now they have to go in with masks, with gloves, and they have to deal with people who don't really understand what's happening. We hardly understand what's happening, and then
Correct.
you have to try to explain it to them, and so it's a you're gonna have to write a book about this. This is like an emergency that we never understood.
Absolutely. It's I wish I would have like planned a case study on when we close to see the difference, because unfortunately some of our very high functioning that were at our East Boca Center can't come here any longer because they declined over the 6 weeks so much. It's even the visually the way they look is different from isolation. It's unbelievable. But
Yes, yes, I was just going to ask you about that. So because, let's say it's been 2 months, they are different now, aren't they? And so it says a
very.
lot. I think this is why we need to press people when everything's back to fairly normal, if it ever is, why the Volen Center is so important, because you have kept, your organization has kept people putting on, you know, maybe a little makeup, keeping themselves clean and happy and looking forward to something. Without that, which has happened to them, they're going down.
Correct. And I've seen, since we've been open for 2 weeks now, you see the changes there. The spark is coming back. Some of the things that they had forgotten, they're starting to remember, or they're at least recognize it. But it's going to take a little time for things to get back to the new normal, and we will prevail. We'll make it happen. We have to be here for people. We have to be here for the clients that need us for socialization. We have to be here for the caregivers that need respite. And then we have, you know, the main part of the center that is an active senior center. It is not open yet. Once we decide that we can open for congregate meals and open, you know, for bingo and the live entertainment and all those things that we used to do, we will have a grand opening. We're hoping at least by mid to end of July. We're hoping. Because we miss everyone here. We get phone calls every day. When are you opening? We need a ride, you know?
Yes.
So, you know, people are isolated, and it's summertime, and so you have the summertime rains, and it's dreary out, and it's even more depressing, and so you worry about the mental health of everyone.
You know, that's a good point. So that was important that you said that it's not really open for the general elder population, and they also are probably suffering at home because they're isolated themselves. Correct. And unless they have family members who are able to come in, they're alone, and you're going to see a difference in them also, probably, won't you?
Oh, yes. With the family members, I'm seeing, and it's unfortunate, when I speak to a caregiver, they're usually agitated, anxious, they need that respite. They need a break. And so, they're generally working from home, trying to take care of their loved one. And, there's a few times that, we've had some phone calls that are not great phone calls. And then they call back later and say, gosh, I'm just so stressed. I'm so sorry. And
Mhm.
it's sad that we're all going through this, and we're just doing our best to, make it work out the best we can. Hopefully we can get the center open. We can get transportation back to normal. Right now, transportation is delivering all this food. And so they do daycare drives in the morning to deliver people to the daycares and any other doctor visits that they have to do. And then they
Oh, so
deliver all
you're
the
still
food.
doing that. You're doing that for the daycare people, the doctor visits.
Yeah, we're doing doctor visits for those who need them. The daycare people is transport from home to here.
Oh, so you're saying that people who are home and can't come to the center, you are still doing doctor visits for them?
We're providing transportation to doctor visits.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So this is Kim Lovito. She is an RN, superb RN, who is actually the director of the daycare center and so much more at the Volen Center, they have 3 centers. The main center is in Boca Raton, right there off Palmetto and I-95. Call them. You can call for information. It's 561-395-8920. That's 395-8920, or you can go on their website, which is volencenter.org, correct?
.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's .com. Okay. volencenter.com. And there's always someone so nice who answers the phone, I must say. You'll be treated very well, and you can ask questions, but just be relaxed, because we are looking for volunteers. We're always looking for volunteers, but we can't do anything with you right now, right?
Right.
They have to wait at home.
Right. We are revamping the program. So we're having a new volunteers program, new activities programs out in the main center. So once we reopen, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, it always was fantastic, but see, that's very smart of you. You're making use of something just like we've done now with, with Zoomer Times TV.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking new things that came about because we were forced to do it, and it's turning out to be really wonderful.
Right. Yeah, we've had to make a lot of changes, even with, temping the entire staff every morning, doing temperatures before they come in the building. We always, our clocking in and out of the building was always done biometrically. So we had to work that out. And then, of course, wearing masks. I spend the majority of the time in my office, so I have no one else is in here with me, so I don't wear a mask when I'm in my office. But everyone wears a mask, and, try to maintain your social distancing as best as you can when you're trying to load boxes onto a truck, and
right.
It's pretty crazy.
And wash your hands.
And wash your hands. Absolutely. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. Everyone's, of course, really diligent about using that.
I was thinking about the washing your hands. When we used to watch the medical shows, doctor shows, before an operation, you always saw those doctors washing those hands. Remember? Wash, 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 wash. It was part of he was talking to people while he was washing his hands. We didn't really think much about that, but that's the first thing. If I walk my dog outside, before I do anything, he wants a treat. No, I'm washing my hands first.
Right. Hand washing is the number one way to prevent, spread of any infections. And of course, covering your mouth when you cough. And, now we're, of course, not shaking hands and, keeping our distance from others. And hopefully that will, work. Hopefully that will help us during flu season when it comes around again in October. Maybe we'll see a lighter flu season because we've adopted all of these social distancing, hand washing, and the common courtesy of covering your mouth when you sneeze and cough. we're really, checking ourselves when it comes to that. So
When I
maybe we'll
wash-
see.
Go ahead.
Jason.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was thinking about, we talked about washing your hands. I actually wash way past my elbow. I don't just wash my hands.
Right. When I talk to my nurses, especially after when we talk about dealing with clients or anything in the daycare, we instruct how to wash under their nails, in between their fingers, and I always wash all the way, at least halfway up to my elbows.
So I really should get my nail brush out as I'm washing too. I didn't think about that, but I'm going to do that because now I have my own nails because I haven't gone to the salon, and I'm liking it, but I do have to be more careful. And so that's a good point.
Even with hand sanitizer, put hand sanitizer when you squirt it in the center of your hands. I always put my fingernails into the hand sanitizer before I spread it all over.
Oh, that's a very good point too. Well, the other thing I've heard, and I was going to ask you two questions. Number one, what is your temperature supposed to be if you're not sick?
And a normal temperature, 98.6. So the Centers for Disease Control consider an elevated temperature of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So we limit anyone into the building if it's at 100. You cannot come in. I haven't had anyone at all with even a 99, maybe a 99 if they were picking someone up in the middle of the hot sun and they temped at 99, but we limit it at 100, but the CDC says 100.4 is considered febrile.
Okay, thank you. That was important. The next thing is I don't know where I heard it on television about your eyes. You have to be very careful with your eyes now, but our masks don't go over our eyes. I mean, some masks I've seen people just have the little peepholes for their eyes, but talk about that.
Well, because your eyes have mucous membranes all in them, and it's a porthole into the rest of your body. We don't think about our eyes often because we worry about coughing and sneezing, because that's when we cough and sneeze, we exhale, it comes out. And your eyes are at risk because someone who's coughing or sneezing, a droplet could fall in your eye. You could touch your eye and transfer a pathogen and get sick. So yes, keep your hands away from your eyes. You're not going to walk around with goggles. I know in some areas of healthcare, we do use face shields and goggles. Like, I'm sure if you went to the dentist now, your hygienist would be completely covered with a face mask, with a plastic shield, I'm sure of it at this point.
But our hairstylists aren't, and that's why I haven't gone to get my hair done.
Right. Yeah. I know that a lot of them are wearing masks. All of them are wearing masks. Where I live, it's required in Delray. But I mean, it would be hard to do a lot of things that they do if they had to wear a shield.
Well, and I was just thinking as you were talking that I don't usually wear glasses, but sunglasses. I'm going to make sure I always have sunglasses on when I go outside, even if there's no sun, because that could shield my eyes.
Definitely. I mean, you still have the areas on the side. I mean, same thing with the masks. See, the N95 masks, which are the ones with the little port in the beginning. Those are the ones that really fill out the particulates. The ones like this don't really
filter. Your mask. Do you have your mask?
Right. This is the mask. So, or a homemade mask aren't going to filter out much, but it helps prevent some things. It's not going to boxes if it doesn't prevent, that sort of mask wouldn't prevent paint from coming through it. It's really not going to prevent something as small as a virus, but it helps.
So the grocery shopping, I still don't go grocery shopping. I have it delivered to me, and I don't have meals brought in. I cook my own meals. I'm still being very careful because I am an older adult, and even though I'm well, I do have a history of asthma, high blood pressure. So I'm very careful, Kim. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to be like this though.
Right. At this point, I'm saying everyone needs to do what they need to do to feel good. And so if that's what you feel comfortable with, that's what you do. I have I don't really go out. I come to work and I go home and I work in my garden. So, and I do go to the grocery store. I wear my mask. I get in, I get out.
But you're touching the basket, the basket.
Yeah, I am, and I wash my hands and I use my hand sanitizer. I'm at the point where I'm not going to live in fear, and I'm going to follow all the things that I can follow. And if I get sick, somehow I've done the best that I could without isolating myself.
That's good advice. Yeah, I know there comes a point. It's funny. I was going to have an air conditioning person that do a yearly maintenance come in. I thought, I don't have to do that now. I'm just going to put that off. Why do I want to bring someone else in the house?
Right. Yeah. I mean, my mother feels a lot like you do. And she chooses not to go anywhere. She actually drove by my house to say hi and
honk the horn and wave to you,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and it was nice, and I'm all for whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes anybody feel comfortable. I'm comfortable making the choices that I'm making, and somebody else is comfortable maybe not wearing a mask. I don't feel it's necessary if I go sit outside to wear a mask. In an open area, actually fresh air and sunshine are great for you.
Right. Well, I walk my dog 3 times a day, and I do wear my mask, and I am out, and I know dogs don't have it, so one dog meets another dog, but I just stay careful. In our elevators, you're only allowed 2 in an elevator.
Right.
To wear masks. But everyone should know this is Kim Lovito. She's an RN, and she is the director of the daycare center at the Volen Center, and if you want to talk to them, you can call them. You have to ask what you may have questions. It's 561-395-8920 or volencenter.com. So I think the thing that we're all waiting for is you think in July it's going to be open again to the public.
I think in July, the main center will be open again to the public. Once we are able to start congregate meals back at the site, when we feel that it's safe, because of course we're going to have to social distance at the congregate meal site. We have to make sure that the tables that used to sit 8 are now only going to be able to sit maybe 3.
Oh.
So, because they're very large tables. So these are the changes that we have to make. We just received yesterday the circles on the floor to put down for 6 feet distancing. So we have to make all these preparations.
Yes. Well, this has been a wonderful way to see you. I've missed you. And
you too.
We're about to say goodbye, but this is your first boom. I was going to say boom. It's your first Zoom.
It is.
Show with us, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And you can always bring other people in. As a matter of fact, maybe next time, we did this with the Faith Farm Ministries. They actually gave us a tour on Zoom.
I would love to.
So we'll do that next time. Let's plan, because I'm sure you have some sort, either your iPhone or something, your iPad, and walk around. I think people would love that. So, and then when the activities are going, it's going to be great, because you could walk around, you could be the hostess, and then we can interview
I would love
people.
It.
Yeah. See, so that's what's happening, Kim. We're making something, we're making lemonade out of lemons, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you're wonderful.
It was great seeing you.
I know, it was great seeing you too, and thank you so much for taking your time, and give our best to everybody there who knows us, especially Jared. Okay. Thank you.
I will. Thanks, Anita.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Be the best. Get the best. It's the Volen Center calling all boomers and seniors. The Volen Center is the answer for socializing, volunteering, lunches, and having fun. Don't miss out on going to their 3 locations in Boca and Delray because they have transportation to get you there. No matter your age, from 60 to 100, the Volen Center is waiting to be the place in your life to keep you independent and fulfilled. For information, call 866-711-6872 today. Don't delay and make this your best day. That's 866-711-6872. The Volen Center wants you to call.